Welcome back to another video in our series. Before we dive into today's topic, hit like and subscribe. It's infinitely easier than figuring out which bin your recycling goes in here in Germany. Your support means a lot. Now, let's get started.
Question number 41. What do you do when you see this traffic sign? You may only proceed to the left. True. The sign directs drivers to only proceed left, requiring signaling intentions clearly. You may not proceed to the left. False. This is incorrect. The sign specifically indicates that left is the only direction to proceed. You must indicate left. True. When following the sign's directive, using the left indicator is mandatory for clarity. Question number 42. In which directions may you proceed? To the left? False. The sign does not permit a left turn. Straight ahead? True. Proceeding straight is allowed, adhering to the road's direction. To the right? True. Turning right is also permissible, with proper signaling required. Question number 43. What must you do when you see this traffic sign? You may not turn left in front of this sign. False. The sign does not prohibit a left turn. You must pass on the right of traffic islands. True. Passing on the right of traffic islands is the correct action as per the sign. You are obliged to turn right. False. The sign doesn't obligate a right turn. It indicates passing on the right of islands. Question number 44. You're approaching a bus stop marked like this. What do you do if you see children there? Speed must not be reduced when a bus stops at a stopping bay. False. It's important to reduce speed and be ready to brake, especially when children are present. Reduce your speed and be ready to brake. True. Decreasing speed and preparing to stop ensures safety around children near a bus stop. A reduction in speed is only necessary when a school bus is stopping there. False. Reducing speed is necessary regardless of the type of bus, considering children's safety. Question number 45. What must you remember when you see this traffic sign? You may drive a motor vehicle at walking speed in this pedestrian precinct. False. Motor vehicles are not allowed in the pedestrian zone. Residents may drive motor vehicles in this pedestrian precinct. False. Even residents are not allowed to drive motor vehicles in this zone. True. The sign clearly indicates a pedestrian zone, where motor vehicles are prohibited to ensure pedestrian safety. Question number 46. Which vehicles are not allowed to drive here? Small motorcycles. False. Despite the prohibition, this specific sign does not include small motorcycles in the restriction. Light motorcycles. False. Light motorcycles are also not covered by this specific prohibition sign. Motorized bicycle. True. The sign explicitly prohibits motorized bicycles, mopeds, from using this road, ensuring safety and adherence to road regulations. Question number 47. What must you remember when you see this traffic sign? You may not enter this road. True. This sign is a clear indication of entry prohibition, requiring all drivers to avoid entering the lane. You may enter this road. False. Entry is strictly prohibited as indicated by the sign, and entering could lead to dangerous situations or legal consequences. Vehicles may come out of this road. True. While entry is prohibited, vehicles may exit from this road, so be cautious of vehicles emerging from it. Question number 48. What is allowed at this traffic sign? Parking, provided a parking disc is used. False. The sign indicates a limited stopping restriction, not permitting parking, even with a parking disc. Stopping for loading or unloading, for alighting or boarding vehicles. True. Stopping is allowed for a brief duration, specifically for loading, unloading, boarding, or alighting purposes. Waiting up to 3 minutes. True. The sign permits stopping on the road for a duration of up to 3 minutes, aligning with general traffic flow and safety considerations. Question number 49. What is permitted where you see these traffic signs? Anyone is allowed to stop to pick up or drop passengers. True. The signs allow stopping briefly for the purpose of picking up or dropping off passengers, facilitating convenient and safe passenger transport. With a parking ticket from a parking ticket machine, anyone is allowed to park here for an unlimited period. False. The sign does not permit parking for an unlimited duration, even with a parking ticket from a machine. Severely disabled persons with the appropriate numbered parking permit may park here. True. The additional sign provides an exemption for severely handicapped individuals with a special parking permit, allowing them to park in this zone. Question number 50. What is true in the case of this traffic sign combination? Watching out for electric scooter traffic coming from the left and right. True. The sign combination also includes electric scooters, as they are allowed on cycle paths in Germany. Drivers should be vigilant for both cyclists and electric scooter riders. Only watching out for motor vehicle traffic coming from the left and right on the priority road. False. The sign does not limit attention to just motor vehicles. It also includes cyclists and electric scooters. Watching out for cyclists coming from the left and right. True. Cyclists, as well as electric scooters, are to be expected from both directions, and drivers need to be cautious when approaching the area. Question number 51. What vehicles may enter a cycle highway that has this sign? All vehicles driven by residents. True. The additional sign "residents free" allows vehicles driven by residents to enter the cycle highway. All mopeds with a maximum design speed less than 25 km/h. False. Mopeds are not considered bicycle traffic, regardless of their speed, and are not permitted. All cars, provided they travel at walking speed. False. Cars are not allowed in this cycle highway, even at walking speed unless driven by residents. Question number 52. What is true in relation to yellow road markings? Only apply to construction site traffic. False. Yellow markings are temporary and not exclusively for construction site traffic. Are only applied temporarily, at construction sites, for example. True. Yellow markings are used as temporary indicators, often at construction sites. Replace the validity of white road markings. True. When present, yellow markings override the white markings. Question number 53. What is true in this situation? Use the restricted zone if there is a traffic jam. False. Restricted zones must not be used, even in traffic jams. Not drive on the restricted zone. True. Restricted areas are off limits to vehicles. Use the restricted zone to make a turn. False. Turning using the restricted zone is not allowed. Question number 54. What vehicles may enter a zone with this sign? Small electric vehicles. True. Permitted by additional signs, small electric vehicles can enter the zone. Vehicles driven by residents. True. Resident vehicles may enter if allowed by additional signs. Bicycles. True. Bicycles are naturally permitted in a bicycle zone. Question number 55. Within a built-up area, what should you note when driving on a road where this traffic sign combination is displayed? Cyclists may move in my direction. True. The sign indicates that cyclists can come from the opposite direction in a one-way street. When overtaking cyclists, I have to maintain a minimum passing distance of 1.5 mt. True. A minimum lateral distance of 1.5 meters is required when overtaking cyclists. Cyclists have to use the footpaths to the left and right of the roadway. False. Cyclists are not obliged to use the sidewalk. They are allowed on the road. Question number 56. This traffic sign is displayed on the right-hand curbside. What does it mean? Do not stop before it. True. The sign enforces an absolute no stopping rule, prohibiting stopping before it to ensure the smooth flow of traffic and avoid congestion. Do not stop after it. True. Similarly, stopping after the sign is also not permitted, as it maintains the no stopping zone for a specified distance. Park before it. False. Parking, which is stopping for more than 3 minutes, is not allowed either before or after this sign. Question number 57. This traffic sign is displayed on the right-hand curbside. What does it indicate? The start of a limited prohibition of stopping zone. False. The sign does not indicate a limited stopping prohibition, but an absolute one. The start of an absolute no stopping zone. True. The white arrow on the sign marks the beginning of an area where stopping is absolutely prohibited. The end of an absolute no stopping zone. False. This sign does not signal the end, but the start of a no stopping zone. Question number 58. What do you have to be aware of when you see this traffic sign? May stop to allow passengers to exit my vehicle. False. Stopping for any reason, including letting passengers exit, is prohibited under this sign. May not stop. True. The sign enforces a strict rule against stopping on the road to maintain traffic flow and safety. May stop to quickly load my vehicle. False. Even for quick loading, stopping is not allowed as per the sign's instructions. Question number 59. What do you do when you see this traffic sign? You are not allowed to turn. False. The sign does not restrict turning but focuses on giving precedence. You take precedence over oncoming traffic. False. This interpretation is incorrect. The sign actually requires giving priority to oncoming traffic. You must give precedence to oncoming traffic. True. It's mandatory to allow oncoming traffic to pass first, ensuring safe and orderly traffic flow. Question number 60. In which directions are you allowed to continue? To the right. True. The sign permits turning right, guiding drivers towards the appropriate direction. Straight ahead. False. According to the sign, continuing straight ahead is not permitted. The allowed directions are either left or right.